When it comes to President Trump's trade war, few Americans have been hit as hard as farmers. The tariffs and China's retaliation have really been a gut punch, especially for soybean farmers. Now, soybeans are America's largest agricultural export, worth more than $24 billion last year. About half of that went to China. This year, that number is effectively zero after Beijing imposed 20% tariffs on U.S. soybeans in retaliation for tariffs on Chinese goods. And as you can imagine, that means farmers are really hurting right now. President Trump is said to be considering a bailout of at least $10 billion for farmers. The concern, though, that may be too little too late for some. According to court data, farm bankruptcies actually rose in the first half of the year to the highest level since 2021. Scott Brown is a soybean farmer in Arkansas and is joining us now. Scott, it's good to have you with us. So just first of all, where are you in this moment? How is your farm doing?
I hope to break even, but I mean, we don't know. We're not cutting soybeans yet, and I don't know what the yield is. We're just finishing up corn. I'm a pretty low debt load farmer. I farm 800 acres. My equipment's all paid for. I do it all by myself. I'm a first generation farmer, so I don't have as big of problems as a lot of the guys do, but I mean, I have friends that farm thousands of acres, 5,000, 10,000, 11,000 acres. They've got worlds of problems. I mean, I don't know that there's any way to yield yourself out of it.
So what does that mean for some of your friends? Does that mean they could ultimately lose everything?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, I don't think that the average American understands when you go down to the bank and get a crop loan, you've put all your equipment up, all your equity in your ground. You've put your home up, your pickup truck, everything up. And if they can't pay out, and if they've rolled over any debt from last year, they're going to call the auctioneer, and they're going to line everything up, and they're going to sell it.
So if there were a bailout, right, which the president is apparently considering, what would that mean?
Well, the stopgap needs to come because they've kind of painted the farmer in a corner. I mean, I want trade, not aid. I need a market. I need a place to sell this stuff. I can work hard enough and make a product. If you give me some place to sell it, I'll take care of myself. But they've painted us in a corner with this China deal and China buying no soybeans. I mean, they've tore our market in half. I mean, if you take the 4 years prior to Trump's first tariff war, the average price of a bushel of soybeans is $12.54. The average price for the 4 years during Trump's first tariff war is $9.39. That's a $163 an acre swing to the minus. The next 4 years after the tariff war, the average price is $13.59. That's a $218 upswing. Now we're back to $10.21. I think the board is today. My local elevator's $9.79. So I'm at $172 an acre loss. I mean, the farmer can't continue to produce a crop below the cost of production, and that's where we're at, and we don't have anywhere to sell it. We're in a tariff war with China. We're in a tariff war with everybody else. I mean, where do they want me to market this stuff?
The question, too, becomes, I mean, not only are you dealing with the whiplash, right, especially with the numbers you point out and what you're dealing with and the uncertainty about what's going to happen with your crop this year, there's also the planning for next year. Have you even been able to think about what that could mean for you next year if, in fact, this continues?
Well, it depends on if you pay out or not. I mean, farming's done in a Russian roulette fashion, to say a better set of words. If you pay out, then you get to go again. If you've got enough equity and you don't pay out, you can roll over debt. There's lots of guys farming that have between $400,000 and $700,000 worth of rollover debt. You know, and then you compound the problem with the tariffs. Look at this. When we had USAID, we provided 40% of the humanitarian food for the world. That's all grain and food bought from farmers, from vegetable farmers in the United States to row crop farmers and grain and everything. So we abandoned that deal, and China accelerates theirs. So now I've got a tariff war that's killing my market. I don't have any money the grain we're sending to other countries for USAID. I mean, I've got a compound problem. I don't know how you plan for next year because we don't know where we're at. You know, we're in limbo. We don't know what's coming. We don't know what kind of stopgap we're going to get. We don't know what kind of farm bill we're going to have. I mean, you've got the entire farming world in uncertainty right now. We need certainty. Farmers like certainty. Everything to work steady.
Yeah, you have enough uncertainty when it comes to the weather and everything else. The last thing you need is to add to that. You mentioned you need trade, not aid. So many farmers who I have spoken with or their trade groups over the last several months have said the exact same thing to me. They don't want to be in this position of needing any sort of a bailout. They just want to be able to do business. Do you believe that soybean farmers can actually survive if there isn't an export market for the U.S.?
No, ma'am. We can't. With the crush we have, crushing the soybeans and making the oil, we produce too much. We produce 40% more than we can consume because agriculture's got us in this model where we have to overproduce to pay out. So it's all about yield now. And, used to be you yield 150 bushels of corn. Now you yield 300. Well, we yield so much crop that we yield 40% more than we can consume in the United States. So I have to have a market abroad. Otherwise, what are we going to do with the other 40%?
Do you think your message and your reality, frankly, is being heard by the president?
I hope so. I don't know. I mean, I hope he's listening because, agriculture is the backbone of rural America. For every dollar in agriculture, you get $8 in your rural community. I mean, we help pay taxes on schools, roads. We're the guys that keeps the parts store open. We're the guys that keeps the local co-op open that 20 guys work at. In the little town I live in, we have a chicken plant, about 600 chicken houses. Except for the school and the hospital, almost our entire town of 7,000 people's economy revolves around agriculture. I mean, I think he needs to listen. It's bigger than the farmer. It's all my friends, whether they work in town or anything else. I mean, rural America depends on agriculture. And it doesn't matter if you're in Nebraska or you're in Arkansas.